Patrick, we are now a couple weeks away from the OHDSI Symposium. Still time for people to register for the main conference. We talked a lot about it last month, but what are your final thoughts now on that main conference day as we're now about 2 weeks away?
Yeah, October 14th is right around the corner. It's going to be really exciting to see everybody in Bethesda, Maryland. For our main conference, I'm really excited to see how we're going to be bringing together both presentations covering impact and regulatory authorities, new scientific innovations, showcasing great posters and software demos, but also creating an opportunity for us to finally network together in person. It's going to be a great opportunity for everybody to get together.
Another opportunity for networking together is going to be happening throughout the weekend, and that's an area that I know we wanted to touch on. The work group activities spread out between Saturday and Sunday, and all hands session Sunday morning. I think that has a really great opportunity, as people have been kind of spread apart for a couple years now, to really have a lot of time to interact, and these work groups to really come together and connect and get work done.
Yeah, really glad that our work group leads have come up with a set of activities for everybody to engage in. I think not only is it going to be a great chance just to network and meet and finally see people in person and sit down and do, but also several of the work groups really have specific activities where they're going to roll up their sleeves and actually collaborate to get work done. So I'm really excited to see what comes out of that. We've got a couple hundred folks that have already signed up to participate in the work group activities, and we welcome others who want to join for the weekend.
Like you said, there's still time to register. Everything on OHDSI.org. Really looking forward to this time at the Bethesda North Marriott Hotel and Conference Center. Check out OHDSI.org for all the information. Certainly a lot of focus on the symposium, but it's not all about the symposium. We had some great community calls this month, two in particular that I wanted to highlight. One that was led by Paul Nagy, that was entitled Clinical Registries and ways that we can enable adoption to OMOP. What stood out about that session to you?
It was really appreciate Paul leading that session. One of the biggest challenges for folks early in the journey is how to standardize their data, and particularly folks thinking about clinical registries or other non-population data sets that want to convert to the OMOP model. There's a lot of basic questions like, how do you do that? And what Paul and the team did, which I thought was really exciting, was demonstrate new tools and processes that can be followed to really lower the barriers to entry for everybody involved. I know there's a lot of excitement in the chat where people were just kind of amazed by seeing the PERSEUS tool in action as a live demo. And I think in addition to showing what's possible now, I think what it really highlights is how our community can come together to support each other in that journey of data standardization. And I think that for those that are new to the journey, that's a great session to go back and look at how you can not just be on this journey on your own, but how others in the community can support you and facilitate that process with you.
We talk about members of the community, being part of the process. The end of the month, we had representatives from NICE in the UK and the SBU in Sweden leading our HTA challenge and trying to engage members of the community to answer some of the questions that those organizations had. How can the community get more involved, and how did you think that session went?
Yeah, health technology assessment's an area that I feel like is a primed opportunity for the OHDSI community to make huge contributions. As Dahlia and Jamie highlighted from NICE, there are important decisions and deliberations that are going on, not just in the UK, but in Europe, for which there are just real evidence gaps about what we understand about disease and what we understand about the effectiveness of treatments. And most of those questions that were highlighted are perfect demonstrations of opportunities for OHDSI network studies. When we talked about what's going on in the SBU, we provided resources of a whole bunch of open questions where there's a real evidence gap that if the answer is addressed, that can support guideline decision making. So when we think about OHDSI having an impact to policy decisions around the world. I think there's no better opportunity than to figure out how real-world evidence can fit into health technology assessments that are going on around the world. And so I really appreciated the teams from NICE and SBU sharing some of the opportunities, and I really do want to push a challenge to the broader OHDSI community to take those opportunities that were presented and think about how we can lead OHDSI network studies to provide the evidence to have the impact on these decisions that really are in need of important and reliable evidence.
It was a terrific session. I do hope that members of the community take on that challenge. We mentioned it a couple weeks away, the symposium. We have a great month of community calls upcoming, especially right before the symposium, a session of Mad Minutes to hear about some of the over 100 collaborator showcase submissions that we'll have, learn a little bit about what's to come that weekend, and then some great sessions towards the end of the month as well. October is going to be a great month. It's going to be great to get back together in person at the symposium. I will see you and hopefully many members of the community there. Thanks, Patrick.
Thanks, Greg. Science!